Hey, what's going on, ladies and gents? It's Richard Quo, and I have my friend Andrew Nguyen here. He is a life solutions coach, or on track of becoming one. And essentially, what he does is he helps people like myself figure out what's kind of getting in our way to where we want to be with our lives. Last week, I made a video called Feeling Stuck Relapse, where I talked about how I was going on a high and then I had this huge crash. This week, I want to continue this conversation right now because what Andrew and I have both identified for myself is I've kind of been stuck in this state and not been very aware of it for the past few months. So in this video, what you're going to learn is you're going to learn how to get unstuck. And second thing is how do you start building that momentum forward so you can start getting towards the goals that you want. Because whether or not you know what you want with your life right now, your visions, your goals, hopefully this video will help you get there. As Andrew is going to help me in this video, kind of guide me through that step and process of how can I get out of this funk that I've been in and move forward. So with that being said, Andrew and I have been working or just chatting for the past 2 hours or so right before making this video, and he's been helping me. So we have some ideas, and we're going to expand on that right now. About a year ago, we had dinner together, and Andrew was saying that, hey Richard, when I met you a year ago, like your energy was so much higher. Like you were very committed, you're very focused, you're very dedicated. But like when I saw you last week and today, your energy was a lot lower. You didn't feel as committed or like sure about it. Can you expand a little bit more about like kind of what you saw, because it's I guess it's similar, but it's a little bit different from what I see in myself.
Okay, so 1 year ago when I hung out with Richard, I saw this person who was very excited. He was ready to start on his journey. He told me he wanted to be a speaker, and his goal, his vision, was to speak in front of thousands of people. And today, I asked him, what's your vision, Richard? What are you trying to accomplish? And there's a lot of hesitancy there. He wasn't sure, and when I asked him, well, Richard, what if you had a gig for next Tuesday and you had to talk in front of 1,000 people? How would you feel about that? And the thing that I saw on his face was fear. He was scared that he would not be in the right state of mind, that he would not be able to deliver his message to the crowd. And what I saw from that is that the momentum was lost. That belief in himself, it just wasn't there anymore. So what I wanted to steer the conversation with Richard was to okay, Richard, well, how can we build momentum? How can we get you to feel more positively about your dream and basically get you back on track with that? That was what I saw. Can you tell us, how your experience was like in the last couple of months?
Sure. First of all, when I met up with you a year ago, like I know I was kind of at a high, and like I was doing really well. For the past few months, and this is probably why you pick up on this energy that's kind of low. Even though I've been making a lot of YouTube videos for all of you, I think subconsciously I've been trying to push myself to be productive, but I haven't been addressing kind of like the root, like what's really going on deeper inside.
Yeah.
Because quite frankly, for the past few months, even though I've been doing things, my vision hasn't been very, very clear of what I wanted. So that's kind of why my energy has been really low. One thing that really stood out to me in the past 2 hour long conversation that we had was he mentioned, what was your life like when you were at your high, and what is it going to take to get there? And I thought to myself, man, I can't even think about that because I don't think that's achievable. I remember I was at this super high. I was like super motivated. I was super dedicated, and you can see that if you watch my videos last year. But I don't feel like I'm there. And I think the fear, what you helped me realize was I had this fear of like, oh, you know what? I'm not gonna be like that again. That was me last year. I can't do that again. So it was like this fear of like, it's unobtainable. Even though I've done it before, it's unobtainable.
What Richard was telling you, that he felt he was so far removed from where he was a year ago. If you can imagine, like, let's say a year ago, Richard was at level 100. And then since then, he's now at, like, let's say level 10. from level 10 to level 100, that's like 90 steps right there. And it just seems so far. So if you just take minor steps, go from level 10, and let's say for today, let's try to get to level 12. And the following day, let's get to level 15. It makes it so that you still have that vision, so you still want to get to level 100, but you're not trying to get to level 100 tomorrow. You just want to take the minor steps, build that momentum, and basically create a new pattern of success for yourself. And I think that may really help you in the process.
I would say to my friends out there who I guess still kind of feel stuck where they are right now, I think one thing we discussed was, I was like, dude, Andrew, like, I don't know what my vision is right now in this present moment. I used to have one. I used to be very like committed towards one, but I've kind of reevaluated and I don't get it right now. And what Andrew proposed to me was like, hey, Richard, why don't we focus on getting in the right mindset first and start building that momentum. And then once you're in that mindset, once you have that positive momentum, then you're probably going to have a much better capacity or space to think about what is your vision that you want for your life. So I think that is a great step. And before we could even build that momentum, that positive momentum, I would say the biggest thing I learned today from having this conversation with you, Andrew, was before we can build that momentum, we have to be at peace of our past. One thing you mentioned in our past conversation for the past few hours was, Richard, like, I noticed that the whole time all you did was just focus on kind of the past. You focus on like what you were and not who you could be. And for you, all of you out there, I think the big lesson for me that I want to give to you, or both of us probably want to give to you, is if you want to move forward with your life, if you want to get unstuck, I think it's about stop focusing on the past and focus on, okay, what do we do in this present moment?
Well, Richard, from the last 2 hours that we talked, it sounds like you really understand all the things that you would need to do to start building momentum for yourself. So why don't you take that first step? What first step are you going to take to start building momentum for yourself, to start that pattern of positive reinforcement for yourself?
Okay. First, I have to mention that this is a challenging thing to do because taking action is always uncomfortable. This scares me right now.
Okay.
To say I'm committed to something scares me.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
And the thing is, you don't want to commit to something that seems really hard and is going to cause a lot of pain for yourself, because then you continue that pattern of putting all this expectation and really making the process painful. Like, the ideal thing to do is make this fun. Make it a commitment that you feel it's so easy, there's no reason why you can't do it. But it just has to be a commitment that is going to basically take you one step closer to where you want to go. That's all it is.
I would say, because I'm speaking tonight, giving a presentation in front of a Boy Scout troop, and also I just want to prep for my future speaking opportunities. I'm going to commit tonight and also within the next week right now to work on my introduction of my speaking presentation and also work on developing my storytelling abilities. Any words, thoughts on like how to like solidify even more, or do you think that's good?
I think that's a really good start. But whenever you make a commitment or any kind of goal, you really want to be very specific. So exactly what do you want to do? Like, when you have any kind of commitment or goal, you have to set what is, okay, I've met expectations, and what is, okay, I did not meet expectations, I can improve on this. Because your goal, it's a really good start, but then I'm having a hard time thinking, well, how do we know if you've taken that step or not?
So I think to address this and be a little bit more concrete with my goal, I want to focus more on the storytelling part of it, because I think what makes a really good presentation is the ability to storytell. And what I want to improve on my storytelling is I want to be able to assume, like, when I tell my stories, I want to assume that role. So what I'm going to do from now until next week, so I have 7 days to do this, is I'm going to practice just let's focus on one segment. I'm
Okay.
gonna focus one part of my speech. I'm gonna focus on practicing it. Do the different roles. Like I'm gonna be myself. I'm gonna be awkward chick, that I was talking with, and I'm gonna record myself. I'm gonna watch it, and I'm going to drill down and be like, you know what? Nope, I don't like this part. Let's redo this part. Let's.
So now we know what next week's video is going to be all about, right, Richard?
Wait. Well, not. I don't know if this is gonna be part of it.
Okay.
Yeah, this is part of my speaking presentation already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think when we create a goal, even if it's easy or like super simple, we have to be specific. But I think now that I have like a date for it, that I'm specific, like I want to work on my roles, and I want to record myself I'm going to just say at least twice.
Okay.
So I have to do it 3 times. So, yeah. I'll record
Alright.
myself at least twice, watch it again, and then improve upon it. And I think that'll be very helpful towards my speaking goals. Hopefully this was helpful, and as you can tell, Andrew pushed me to create an action step right now, and I think the power of it is the only way we're going to move forward with our lives is if we take action, whether it's right now or later. So if you have a certain action that you want to commit to right now and just take a few seconds to think about, you can drop that down in the comment section below, and I'll read them. We always read the comments that you send us, and yeah, thank you very much for watching, and looking forward to hearing what actions you're going to be taking for your life. All right, thank you so much, and we'll see you next week. Peace.